Have you ever walked down a familiar street and wondered what secrets it holds? What hidden stories are tucked away behind the weathered walls and locked gates? Today we're journeying to the heart of Georgetown, UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its vibrant street art and historical shophouses. But we're going to look beyond the usual tourist spots, down a narrow alleyway where a story of discovery, friendship, and magic unfolds. It all starts with two friends, Eddy and Anna. Eddy, a born adventurer, is convinced there's a secret passage hidden behind the old Lim's Provisions shophouse, a story passed down from his grandfather. Anna, ever the pragmatist, is skeptical. "That's not a shortcut, Eddy. That's a wall," she exclaims. But we all know that feeling, don't we? That little spark of curiosity that tells you to follow, just in case. And it's a good thing she did. They squeeze through a tiny gap, almost swallowed by overgrown vines, and what they find isn't a dusty old storeroom. It's a garden, a place that time forgot. Towering ferns block the sun, thorny bushes claw at their clothes, and ancient trees cast long, eerie shadows. Done. But even in its wild neglect, there's a sense of magic. A moss-covered stone bench hints at quiet moments from long ago. A rusted bird bath lies forgotten. Wow, Anna breathes, her skepticism melting away. It's enormous. And completely hidden, Eddy adds, his eyes wide with wonder. His grandpa was right all along. Over the next few days, the garden becomes their world. They push back the undergrowth, revealing forgotten pathways and the faint outlines of old flower beds. Their biggest discovery? Small, intricately carved wooden box buried beneath a rose bush. Inside, they find faded photographs of a smiling family and a single tarnished silver key. Whose family was this? What door did this mysterious key unlock? The secret garden was starting to share its history, piece by piece. But a secret this wonderful is hard to keep. One afternoon, they're startled by a voice. "What are you two doing back here?" It's Lily, a quiet, bookish girl from their neighborhood. Instead of getting defensive, Eddy simply points to their discovery. Lily's eyes widen. "My grandmother used to talk about this place," she says, a wistful smile on her face. She called it the Whispering Garden, and just like that, their secret for two became a project for three. The team started to grow. Lily, with her methodical nature and her grandmother's old gardening book, helped them identify the plants. Then came Belle, a bubbly ball of energy who brought tools from her dad's shed and kept everyone's spirits high with her infectious laughter and silly jokes. Soon, Vivian, a quiet artist, joined them. She'd sit for hours, sketching the returning beauty, capturing the sunlight as it filtered through the leaves and the delicate patterns of the flowers they uncovered. Even Emma, who at first seemed more interested in her phone, found herself drawn in. She started helping clear debris, unearthing forgotten garden ornaments, becoming part of the camaraderie. It wasn't just about pulling weeds anymore. It was about building something together. They were a team, each with a unique role to play in bringing the Whispering Garden back to life. To understand the garden, they needed to understand its past. Lily's grandmother became their storyteller. She shared memories of the family who once lived in the adjoining shophouse, a family that had tended the garden with so much love and care. And the silver key they found? It belonged to a small locked gate at the very back of the garden, gate that opened onto a forgotten lane, a true secret passage out into another part of town. The garden wasn't just a patch of land. It was a living piece of Georgetown's history, filled with the echoes of laughter and life. After weeks of dedicated work, the transformation was breathtaking. The pathways were clear and inviting. The flower beds, once choked with weeds, were now bursting with vibrant, colorful blooms. Eddy and Belle had even managed to repair the old bird bath, which now held fresh water, attracting a delightful chorus of chirping birds. The garden was no longer just a forgotten space. It was a sanctuary. "It's beautiful," Anna whispered, looking around at everything they had accomplished. "It's more than beautiful," Lily replied, a rare, wide smile on her face. "It's alive again." They all sat on the newly cleaned stone bench, the one that once hinted at past visitors, and soaked in the peaceful atmosphere. A gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying the sweet scent of jasmine, as if the garden itself was sighing with contentment. What started with a grandfather's tale and a hunch led to something truly special. They didn't just restore a garden. They cultivated friendship, built a community, and forged a deep connection to the history of their beloved city. The Whispering Garden, once a place where time stood still, was now a place where new memories were being made, blooming as brightly and beautifully as the flowers within its walls. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures aren't in a museum, but hidden just around the corner, waiting to be rediscovered. So next time you're exploring, whether it's in a famous city or your own neighborhood, keep your eyes open. You never know what secrets are waiting for you down a narrow alleyway. Thanks so much for joining us on this little adventure. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales of hidden wonders. See you next time.